very much, Andre. Okay, hi everyone and good morning. Thank you, Andre, and to the Softprom team for having and for setting up this event. Much appreciated. Let me just 1 second. Okay. Yeah, now much better. Sorry about that. So, hi again, everyone. My name is Asaf. I'm from CybeReady. I run sales for the European region. Thank you for joining us today. And I would like to start with a question. For those of you who are, following my screen, your screen, are you familiar with this nice person in front of you? I guess most of you are familiar with one of the best goalkeepers in the world these days. This is Divo Courtois, a goalkeeper of the Belgium, of the national Belgium team, and also for one of the biggest well-known Real Madrid football team. And would you like Divo Courtois to be your last line of defense? Imagine that you have a team that you run who want to have this goalkeeper with him. I'm sure for some of you, you would be interested. Why? Because he's a very good goalkeeper. He has very good instincts and he trains at the highest levels, right? Some of you may not be interested, maybe because you are Barca fans. But this is basically the analogy for all employees in your organization. Uh, each is a different line of defense. Now, to be a good goalkeeper in this analogy, you need to develop good instincts via effective training. Without this, we won't achieve results. Awareness is mostly theoretical and does not change user behavior. But as with driving, for example, the most important thing is to be behind the wheel, to train, to drive. If you want an effective plan, make a switch in your mind from awareness concept to readiness. So, for those of you who are running a company, an enterprise, a business, or if you are one of the Softcom partners and you're working day to day with companies and customers, they probably ask themselves if this issue is relevant for them. Is my company on the attacker's radar? So the clear answer is definitely yes. It's not a question of if, but more of a question of when. It is known that 95% of the attacks come through manipulation of the human factor. Why? Because we are all human beings which are exposed to emotional manipulations, fear, temptation, curiosity, and current events. And this makes it easier for the attackers. Now, the attackers, it's not a young boy, 17, 15 years old, in his basement. These are organized military units or criminal gangs, and their main goal is economic profits. This is an industry that turns over billions of dollars a year. And regulation framework defines security awareness training as one of the 10 basic controls. Okay, like DORA, NIST, PCI DSS, HIPAA. You probably heard of some of these regulations, and then there might be some more. But the problem is that the standards requirements are very, very minimal. If you follow only these basic standards, you will not even achieve the minimum criteria to the Olympics. Okay, they are quite lean. And remember that the bad guys, the attackers, are very determined. They do not rest. They don't go on vacation, for example. They work 24/7 and they used automated tools, also adding, the new AI capability to make it more sophisticated and more challenging for the end users. And the top management of a company or the security team of a company is now required to be responsible for an effective training program, not just, to check the box. So you must aim higher for a program with the highest standard, just like a higher level professional player practice. Okay, we need to look for the higher levels. Um, so this was kind of a quick story into the sport, which is very relevant, kind of equivalent analogy. And I want you to take three main takeaways from this story. The first one is that annual training one-time event, for example, like Awareness Month, is not a high standard. A continuous training program that includes monitoring and analysis is definitely required. The program should focus on three main security behavior: identifying social engineering like phishing, smishing, vishing, not sharing identification in any way, and updating software and application on a regular basis. Okay, so this is like the main elements, and with no further ado, I would shift now to the CybeReady platform. By the way, if you have any questions, feel free to share it in the Q&A, and we will do our best to meet these towards the end of the session. So, CybeReady. CybeReady is a training platform. We are a SaaS solution. Some customers or prospects interested in having a solution in place for meet the compliance, the regulation, which is kind of a basic requirement. And some customers are a little bit more mature, understand the need of protecting the organization and have the human firewall, the human factor as part of a holistic security posture. Almost 2024, a little bit before that, we keep following increase in the rise in the advanced phishing attack. And we were quite puzzled. How come if companies are keep deploying solutions and training in place, these numbers keep growing? And each time a new company joined us, even if they didn't have something in place, or even if they had a solution in place and consider a transition, we were asking, what's not working? So some of them were telling us that some solutions are just focusing on the risk vector, and some are just doing things for the people, and something just to change the behavior or meeting any specific compliance. But all in all, there was no real program or training plan deployed. So CyberReady brings an automated platform for readiness training. Okay, the way that the platform works is continuous training throughout the year with small micro-learning approach, embedded methodology that continuously train the end user to meet and to be ready against the next temptation, attacks, malicious attempts. And when he will be required in the money time to face the challenge, he would most likely know what to do, which action to take. The platform includes several solutions. So we have on the top row, we have social engineering like phishing, smishing. In a few more months, we're going to also have vishing and reporting on suspicious email. The second tier would be mostly content, online courses, security bites, small newsletters that are being dripped to the user on a bi-weekly basis, training decks, presentation, and security postures. And last but not least is a lot of data. User gets a quarterly feedback, managerial reports, online data points to present the value and the progress of this effective training. So getting back to the point, we are not talking about awareness. We are talking about readiness, training the end user constantly, like in the reality with the attacks and all the knowledge that they need to know from the reality. Like the chef is not going to become a good chef just from watching videos or presentation. He needs to be in the field, in the kitchen. Same goes for the athlete and so on and so forth. So CyberReady is really needed by several vectors. The first one is the security teams that have demanding job and need to also deal with cyber training, use modern tools and automation for every other part of their job, and know the limitation of the ADD generation that we keep seeing when they use this mobile and social media. The second vector would be by the employees that they have demanding job and need to check the cyber training box. We use modern tools and media at work and at home. They don't want to be the fool who lets hackers infiltrate, and they don't want their company to be robbed or their customers' private information to be stolen. Uh, and last but not least is the managerial level, the CEOs that expect to protect the company from costly theft, fraud, and reputation damage, and protect themselves from compliance liability. Okay, definitely to minimize friction and wasted time across company, both by the employees and the security team. The platform of CybeReady today allows you to train your global users wherever you are. We currently support 44 different languages out of the box, and I'd be more than happy to shift now to the demo environment to show you some of the capabilities in live. Andre, can you see my dashboard?
Yes, sure.
Okay, thank you very much. So this is the CyberReady dashboard. It's based on Power BI, web access. On the left-hand side, you can see the menu. We have the dashboard. We have the training solutions, those that you will that are included in your package, the equivalent analytics sections, and the internal communication with the relevant point and data. So let's start with the phishing training. I'm not planning to get into the bits and the bytes, but just all in all, and of course, we'll be more than happy to set a dedicated one-on-one session or further discussion once this will be relevant on your side. So on the phishing training part, you have the machine presents a set of 10 different simulations that will be sent randomly between your 100% workforce. So if your company is 1,000 users, in 1 month, these 10 simulations will be dripped randomly between your 1,000 users. Each simulations, you can see the preview on the right-hand side. And of course, everything is editable, by the way, if you want to change the text or the look and feel of the simulation. So this is also optional. If you want to exclude this simulation from your own reason, you can just, in a click of a button, do so and ask for a refresh for a new suggestion. Once you set up the right simulation, all you need to do is click activate, and that's it. The machine runs for 3 consecutive months, 1 quarter. During this time, you will see the active simulation in this section, what is currently running, and 3 weeks before the end of the quarter, the machine will suggest a new set of 10 different simulation based on the analysis and the machine learning capability that analyze your organizational weaknesses and suggest the right fit for the next quarter. I'm saying it very carefully because we do not determine. This is just a suggestion which you can take the final decision. Each simulation, you can see on top what's the reason that we chose this simulation. Because it's very common, because there's a high click on this manipulation type, so on and so forth. In the analytic part, you can see the relevant data online. You can see it in different breakdowns. For example, each month you can see on the left-hand side how many attacks have been sent, click rate, how many employees. If you are a multinational, a global company, or you have different sites in your country, you will see the data by location. It is all taken from your Active Directory. You will see the breakdown by department level or by simulation to know which simulations are high rated and which are low rated. And here's a spoiler. For those simulations with a low click rate, we have optimization engine that knows how to reduce this low click simulation a low rate simulation, sorry, and focus on those with a higher click rate. So we won't waste time and we will focus on the weaknesses point of your company. Then you can see the data by user level. Each one of your 1,000, in this example, you can see their track history per user, and also what we call the serial clickers. These are the group that tend to click quite frequently on the simulation, and this is like the high risk, and we want to get them out from this group by sharing special training. This special training that I'm talking about to minimize these sensitive groups, you can find it in the program section. Program sections, allow you to face certain populations such as high risk, beginners, medium, in a way that you can activate double intensity. Like this specific user will get 2 simulations a month to speed up his training path. And you can also activate reinforced message. What does it mean? That 1 hour after this user has fall prey, he will receive an email from your company's domain. It's not a phishing, it's an internal communication with the company's logo, one of our respectable customers with airline. So, hi Dan, hello Alex, you fall prey 1 hour ago. We just want to make sure that you read the 4 suspicious signs. And all the text is editable. By the way, I forgot to show you that in the training of phishing, once the user does a mistake, he will be immediately directed to a short landing page branded. And over here, he can consume the 4 suspicious signs, which he needs to understand what went wrong and what is the reason for making this attack dangerous. What are the signs that we are recommending to follow to avoid falling next time in such a scenario. Um, By the way, you can also customize your own simulation in case there's a specific scenario that you are in favor, something that you would like to communicate. This possibility is available in the platform. Another option is to report on a suspicious email. We know how to integrate with Google Workspace and Entra ID, Office 365. It's an add-on in the user email platform system. And when a user report on any suspicious email, so if this is a CybeReady simulation, he gets an automatic email reply. Thanks, congratulations, good job. You just identified the phishing drill. Very good. However, if this is not a CyberReady simulation, so it's either suspicious or malicious, the user receives an acknowledge email. Thanks for reporting. This email has been forwarded to the security team, to the IT team, whatever you're going to decide. It's flexible. This email is from internal domain, and the security team will receive this email as an attachment for further investigation, and everything can be reviewed in the fish cage section, the reporting button, all the analysis up to a user-specific report by a single user. A new capability that we launched at the beginning of this year, or even in December, if I'm not mistaken, is courses, online courses. We have a variety of content relevant for security, is secure development, privacy. It is relevant almost for everyone. In this part, you can communicate your company policy and procedure, read and sign. And let's take, for example, privacy, okay? You can choose a course. No, let me first select a course and decide on the frequency of launching it, once a year, once a quarter. What would be the time frame of this course to go live with the relevant audience? Currently, we provide 5 or 6 different languages, which will be the audience, all employees, or just a specific group, department, and then you go live. Okay? Now, these courses last between 8 to 12 minutes. Very friendly. There's an intro, and then some quiz question. Some of them include, some of the courses has short video and then questions on these videos. Some has some text and then questions on this text. You can configure if you want to allow the user to proceed if you choose the wrong answer, yes or no. It's flexible. And then you see the progress line on top. In the analytics, you can see the breakdown and summary of all these courses, if they are completed or not, still active, the start date, the target audience, and how many have been invited to participate, and the completion rate as well. Okay, so we talked about phishing, we talked about online courses, we talked about reporting button. I would like to share about the security bytes. Security bytes allow the user to be up to date with a very interesting topics. We have 74 different topics, bytes of content. They are split into home topics and work topics. You can decide and exclude or add the relevant ones. If you don't want, just exclude it. Unlike the phishing, in this case, email will be sent from your company's domain with your company logo. So this is kind of an internal communication. It will be sent in the user native language. This is a demo, so I'm doing it manually, but in reality, user will receive it in his native language, which make it more interesting and friendly and engaging. There's a short explanation followed with several tips. All the text is editable, so if there are slight changes, any CISO can make the right adjustments. And there's an optional gamification question. It's not mandatory, it's optional. In case the user decides to challenge himself, he gets an immediate feedback, 20, 30 seconds, and that's it, right? So as I mentioned previously in the deck, we save the time for the user with micro-learning, and also you're going to get all the analytics of this training by department, by topic, by location, by user. All the analysis is there. Every user, we want to encourage them and let them be on top of things. How do you do that? You send them a quarterly score. Every user will get his personal score level, personal scorecard every quarter, and this score is based on three elements: on the phishing training, on reporting on suspicious email in the fish cage, and if you have the security byte in your package, this will also be calculated. As long as the user will be more engaged with the content and proactive, his score will increase. And in the reporting analytics for internal communication, you can see the breakdown between the 8 different score levels. It starts from warming up to a champion. You will see the breakdown in your company, and below you will see the score, the personal score per user. Also, department manager. Every business unit manager can also get a preview of his department performance. They will get a monthly email in their native language from the company's domain, so it's not phishing. And with airline, like let's say the HR department, will see what's the HR performance in terms of phishing training and in terms of security bytes, because they use this. This is how the security team will provide visibility and transparency of the data to their management level. Now the security team is requested to present an annual report to the board. Usually the CISOs share with us that it takes them about several hours, if not several days, to get prepared for such a meeting. So CybeReady allows you in a click of a button to choose a certain department or all the company, in which language do you want this report to be generated, and in a click of a button, it lasts between 5 to 10 different to 10 seconds. Sorry. Here it comes. The machine generates a managerial presentation. It will be branded with the company logo, look and feel. It starts with a summary of the last 3 months, facts and figures, how many locations, languages, which features are active, the personal scorecard, the 3 leaders, KPIs of your organizational learning, This is what the company, the board would like to see, the progress, the KPIs, breakdown by department in percentage, in numbers, also some highlights on the phishing for the veteran employees, for new employees, or the security bytes with a higher open rate. And then you have breakdown of the last 12 months, KPIs of all the relevant solution which were deployed. In this package, a customer will be assigned with a dedicated customer success manager that will meet him usually on a quarterly basis. If the customer is not interested, we're going to do it once, twice a year, making sure that all this data is clear and well understood. We also recently deployed smishing for the text messages. Some customers are interested going to this direction as well, each company and their own reason. So you can choose out of 30 different scenario. Let me choose these four. You can create a campaign, upload the audience with their mobile numbers. You can run this campaign immediately to everyone randomly or just schedule it. All the simulations are editable, as in all sections, and available in 44 different languages. And once you launch it, user will start getting random text messages into their mobile. And when you go to the report, you can see the analytics, the breakdown by department, by location, by simulation to know which attack, like in the email, but in this case, in the text, is the higher rate, and also manipulation type. You would know that Wizz Airline, for example, in this demo, is very sensitive to attacks on the benefit vector. Okay, so you better know what your organization is most susceptible to. I've been asked in the past, we have employees that are blue collars. They don't have emails, and we still want to engage or share information that they will have eye contact with it and get some messaging on the security and the cyber landscape. So we keep doing security postures. These are like PNG file, so they are ready-made postures that any CISO can edit the content if they want. They are ready-made, but still editable as for flexibility. Branded, you can use them and print them, run an awareness campaign, or use them as a screensavers for the other population that do use PCs. Sometimes CISO would like to have a lecture, conference room for a specific department, or maybe for the whole company. And the CISO can use the training decks repository. They have a lot of presentation ready-made that our content team keep generates. For example, we have wrapping up 2025. You just download this presentation. I know that anyone can do it now via AI, a quick presentation, but if this is ready-made, why should you allocate 3 or 4 minutes? Right? This is what you already have in your platform. All these presentations are editable and will be branded. You can remove slides, add slides, do whatever you want, but you have it organized and designed, and you can immediately start using them as you wish. You can also convert them into PDF and share it with the audience. So the dashboard give you a quick unified section to follow all the data, phishing, awareness byte, courses, fish cage, read and sign your company policy, the relevant KPIs. If you want, it's online. You can go there and see what's going on. I think that was kind of a quick insight into the platform. Very friendly. If I need to recap this, it's a holistic training platform that allows you to constantly train your end user with no resources on your side, and to rely and respect the smart methodology which is embedded within the platform, and take the right or suggest the right fit and the right activities that meet your company status and performance. Okay, so we saw this in action. Again, I would like to highlight the relevant point for the relevant sectors. So for the security team, CybeReady is needed by security leaders because it's relevant, it's effortless, customizable, adaptive training. There's a automated internal reporting, saving time and eliminate complexity, and also complain without the hassle. For your employees, for the end employees, it's relevant training, instant feedback, immediate feedback on every action they take, practical tips, engaging bite-sized interactions, no block of calendar time because everything is quite short and fast, smooth and easy training, and building instincts for tomorrow threats. And last but not least, expected by the CISOs that we protect the company from costly theft, fraud, and reputation damage, protection from compliance liability, and minimize friction, as I previously shared with you guys. I think, Andre, that was kind of the story, the demo, the values behind the platform that we share about CyberReady, and I'll be happy to meet any questions if there are any with the audience.
Yes, thank you, Asaf. Can you tell more about licensing model?
Yeah, of course. So we have, first of all, the pricing model is based on three functions: the number of users, the length of the subscription, the time is 1, 2, 3 years, and which package. We have 4 different packages. Okay, let me share this for a second. Let's see if I have something that I can quickly uh, share with the audience. Pop, 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 pop. Yep, just found it. Okay, here it is. Um, okay, Andre, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, so we have 4 different packages: compliance, phishing plus, professional, and impact. Compliance has 2 versions. You can, this is mainly for customers that just want to have check in a box and have this something for compliance, or they have a very, very limited budget. So we can go with the compliance for courses and postures, or we can have only the phishing training, which with the reporting button and the employee personal scorecard. Okay? The second option would be the combination of both of them together, courses and postures plus the phishing training. Package number 3 is includes package number 2 plus security bytes for the work environment, and the special program to reduce this risky population, beginners and high-risk users, and also to customize your own attack. All this plus training decks, the presentation, and send on-demand attack plus the managerial presentation. In addition, in this route, you're going to also have a dedicated customer success manager that lead you through the onboarding process and through the ongoing operation. The last one is the most comprehensive, where you can also create your own course. You have more bytes. You can also have log integration and the managerial report that is being sent to the user every month. So this would be the biggest option. Okay?
Yes, thank you, Asaf. As I see no more questions in the chat, Thank you, colleagues, that you joined to our webinar. Thank you, Asaf. It was very useful, very helpful. Um, let's continue, colleagues. Let's continue to the personal presentations. With the personal presentations, we can share additional materials if you need.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll be
skip.
more than happy to meet the relevant prospect, whoever has a need or interesting to learn more, both if you have a solution or if you don't have a solution. We're always happy to share about our value. We can share, also connect you with some of our active customers so you can learn from our references. And we look forward to engage with you and make your training effective and successful with us. So thank you very much, and I wish you all a pleasant day ahead, and thank you for sharing your time with me today.